This is your Sky Captain. We're here for another scenic tour in Microsoft Flight Sim on Xbox Series X. We're checking out Paris. That's right, so be sure to like the video so more people can check it out. Subscribing is great as well. And if I fly over somewhere familiar, or perhaps even your house, be sure to leave a comment. It's always neat to read those and hear about the different places that we've gone over and, well, basically the places we visited. This is our third tour. We've checked out Los Angeles and New York prior to this, so it's quite interesting to be here taking a look at another city and giving you an idea of some of the highlights of the places and generally just a look at the land around. So we did a custom drop-off point, so there's actually should be an airport kind of over there, I believe. And let's actually begin our fly into the main city area of, well, Paris. We're coming in from the kind of, I guess, Créteil area, and we're going to be making our way to the interior, because there's actually like a bit of a ring road around the core central area of Paris, which is kind of cool. If you know what a ring road is, it's actually a pretty cool thing to have in a city. We definitely do. Absolutely love ours. So we've got a number of different buildings here, but the real journey is going to begin once we get a little bit closer to some of the central spots on the map. There we have the main Montparnasse Tower. I'm probably butchering that to a degree as well. Trying my best here. And Montreux and Luxembourg Palace is going to be right there, so we're going to kind of fly in and get a little bit closer. And the Pantheon as well. Wow, these are some pretty intense spots to already be kind of flying over and showing. So let's kind of get in there. First off, again, we've got the tower there, so you can see that that one is decently detailed. Kind of cool. But then the real highlight, I think, is the Luxembourg Palace location. It looks, quite good. A little bit higher tree density, I imagine, than usual, but, you still get a really good view of the place. And obviously the Pantheon right there, too. Kind of a lovely spot, but yeah, this looks really, really quite detailed and very nice there. And there's the Cathedrale, Notre-Dame de Paris. So right there on that one, kind of a cool little, island area, which is kind of neat. Again, looks very, very detailed and authentic, just in terms of the style and the scale of it. Really, really cool to be seeing this one and kind of flying over it. So we're going to just do a little bit of circle as we go back towards the main area, because, obviously we want to hit the highlighted spots of Paris to make sure we are getting, kind of the big areas and, checking out the key spots. So we're just going to be flying around here. I also wanted to mention that that is the scene. There's the river. Sorry if that's incorrect again. Just know a little bit of actual French due to school being in Canada. We do learn a little bit of French. There's the Louvre Museum. I'm just butchering that so badly, sorry. Kind of a big area, very, large scale, lovely out front courtyard areas. It looks absolutely fantastic. I'm sure you've probably seen this in some films or TV shows. Oh, look, there's somebody else flying nearby, too. Oh, that's kind of cool. We're like flying together doing this tour. Aw, that's enchanting. So there's the Place de la Concorde. They really do a good job of highlighting most of the big spots here, so that helps a lot. There's the Grand Palaces, and also the Deschamps. So that's kind of a nice spot, but I don't know if it's loading properly. I think there's supposed to be like an icon thing in the middle there, or like some sort of statue thing in the middle. But yeah, I get a very, very detailed look at that area. And you can see that it kind of leads into the middle here. I know there's a big thing to the right there, but I don't want to quite get to it yet on this tour. And I hope you are enjoying this scenic tour of Paris. They're very dense, lots of things to see. So I'm trying my best to show off the different areas. Les Invalides. Again, number of cool buildings. Very neat architecture and design in Paris. They've got some truly lovely historical buildings and setups that I think actually just look fantastic. And then we've seen that building, so we've probably had enough of that one, but we're going to kind of just wrap around and kind of go down up towards a pretty main and iconic spot right here. And I also just want to say the square down there, very cool looking how they have these roundabout circle areas. And you can see like these really great, kind of statue things. But obviously, we're coming up towards the Eiffel Tower, right? I mean, pretty iconic spot. Pretty big, and a big standout towards this area. Just a huge green space, which looks quite lovely, but the detail on the Eiffel Tower is just absolutely amazing. Like, looks beautiful. Looks like somebody's going for a bit of a, oh wow, great recovery there. great recovery indeed. But yeah, I hope I'm kind of showing off the Eiffel Tower correctly there. And then we got the Trocadero, kind of a nice, really big entryway almost to the Eiffel Tower. That looks just incredible. I think I've seen that in a number of movies too. Kind of a cool spot. So we're just doing a bit of a roundabout circle on this one, just so you can really take in the beauty of this absolutely iconic landmark of Paris. I mean, this is kind of a big spot there. And then we've got a couple of areas over here on sort of, not the outskirts, but you know, this section. And there's also, like, I think the downtown area is kind of over there, but yeah, this is the Arc de Triomphe, kind of a really iconic spot that, strangely enough, I feel is, I kind of know it from Call of Duty 3 of all things, but yeah, that's kind of where I first saw it. I thought there was also, like, seriously, when I flew over there, I thought there was like a little statue thing in the middle. I might just be off on that, but again, this is another very sort of iconic place, and seriously, just like one vehicle. Wow, great traffic right now. Really stretches out, big part of the landmark and of the area too as well. And you can see Paris has some like very beautiful spots. We're gonna fly over to the side here so we get to the Basilica. And again, we're seeing a lot of trying to show off the different designs. It's such a cool sort of layering of the different buildings. It really is quite neat to take in the look of this place, but still seeing a number of green spaces, which is really nice as well. So we're kind of flying over this way. So there's also lots of like museums, and then there's a bit of a train yard there. But sorry, there's just so much like density in this place. It's another one of those cities where there's just like tons and tons of density going on here. But I thought this was kind of an important spot just to kind of show off here so that you could see that in action. Another very well detailed and beautiful looking place that's basically like hilled from everything else. I think that looks just fantastic. The architecture and the style of it really comes alive here. At least I feel so. And then we're coming over. I don't know if we want to show off necessarily these buildings, but we do want to take a look over here at this stadium, because I think this is kind of a bit of a big deal, this spot. And yeah, let's try to just fly over there quickly. We should be there in not too much time. Stade de France, kind of a huge stadium here, and you're gonna see that once we fly over, and you can kind of just appreciate the scale of it. But like, look how far this city goes. It's so big, and there's like so much going on in it. Really, truly a engineering marvel, seeing so much stuff in such an area. So it's kind of cool. Especially since it's not like insane skyscrapers, it's actually like decent density, decent cool designs. But there we go, kind of a massive stadium, lots of seating. Looks really beautiful. Just like really well captured there, I think. And let's wrap around back to kind of this main, I guess you want to say like downtown type area. Try not to butcher the names too much as well when I'm going through here, so I'm not saying some of the smaller districts in that as well, because I don't want to get them too wrong, because I'm sure there's people being like, oh come on, and I'm like, I'm sorry. Yeah, but this is kind of like a cool middle stretch. Again, the sign, the river just kind of going through it, very much like just the central river area of the spot of the city and the surrounding region as well. So we should be flying inwards here. A nice use of like green space too, and some like lake areas as well. And I know there's some juicy kind of spots outside of the main region of the city, but I'm trying to also keep centrally focused with our tour, because it is supposed to be a nice, calming, and relaxing showcase of, well, the place. So here we go. We're getting a little bit closer to the main kind of downtown area, at least what I consider downtown, just because it's got like the bigger building density than some of the other areas do. Wow, just absolutely majestic. Like, it looks so cool how different all of the building areas and everything are. It's really quite a neat thing to showcase in this game, because I think Paris is a very beautiful city to kind of take in. Wow. Great sense of scale, too, as they've used the river. Very kind of familiar, almost, like my city, where I live in Calgary. It's just got, like, you know, a really dominant boat river that goes through it. So I kind of have a similar feeling in that regard. We're going to be seeing a lot of kind of big buildings here in a sec that you may or may not be familiar with, I guess. And a number of different fields, too, along the way. It's always nice in the city seeing all these different, like, you know, kind of building areas where there's fields, whether they're like football/soccer fields or, you know, tennis courts and stuff like that. It's kind of neat, but you should see a very detailed selection of buildings here. So we're going to start over there. The Tour first, Tour de Two. You're seeing these like very well designed, cool aesthetically created buildings. And then we've got, trying to show the names there, the Carpe Diem. That's the Tour Majunga. And the Coeur Defense. So very, very aesthetically neat buildings, like I was saying. Very, very cool. I believe that's the the defense building, big arch kind of design. Crazy, crazy architecture. It seems like the density for these buildings, or like the layering of them 3D wise, doesn't quite pop out in the middle, but that's fine. They seem to have gotten some of these buildings really, really well designed. Like, just look at the detail there, seeing through like all the little squares of that building. It's kind of nuts. And we're just doing like a very sharp sort of turn, so you can really appreciate the core area of these big buildings. They do stand out quite intensely as well. Again, trying to show off the names to our total. Kind of looks really cool. And then we've got the general complex here, the Society General Complex. This one's really neat because it's like three sort of facing type buildings almost. Well, two of them, and then that one's like the outer ones. Kind of almost look like the area from Crackdown, if that makes sense. the first two. La Defense right there. And then we're going to kind of keep going up through Nanterre here, and then we're going to flop back around into the main area. So this whole kind of section is actually Nanterre, which is kind of cool. And we're just going to pop back around. Trying to show off just a little bit of the outer area. I mean, I don't know specifically if there's too many landmarks out there to showcase, but just want to give you a good look at it still, right? Should be coming around here. And again, this is the region, not specifically just that like spot there. This whole kind of region island is Nanterre. Oh, I don't know if it's not really an island. It's like pretty landlocked. And then we're going to kind of be waving back towards the Eiffel Tower area, essentially, is our goal here. Just giving you a little bit of a look at the outside there, as well as we go this way. And this is actually like a really big spot here. This big green area. This would be the, oh, I don't know if I want to try to pronounce that, the Forêt de Menelle de la Malmaison. It's kind of like a big star fort. The little texturing looks a little low on it, but it's basically like a really fancy, I want to say, you know, it's a star, right? Like, it's a star fort. Just kind of nice. Oh, nice green area over there, too. And then we're coming on to the Bois de Boulogne. And you could go that way in order to get back to some of the other, well, areas that we've been to recently, so it's not too hard of a stretch to fly back over there. But we're going to continue along down this way. I think the Paris University should be just kind of straight ahead. University de Paris. Kind of a neat spot. Yeah, Boulogne-Billancourt. So we're definitely right on track for where I wanted to go. Cool. I'm doing too well, you know, kind of just like winging it off with this. But I think it kind of put together well. And then we've got these two absolutely massive stadiums here that we're going to be flying over. Again, like, some of the aesthetic marvel of, like, some of the builds for their stadiums are just incredible to look at. Like, look at that. And the fact that it comes out so cleanly in this is kind of really amazing to me. Like, that looks just intense, right? Like, the amount of detail in that and the environment. Just crazy. And we're going to continue going straight this way. I think there's, like, some hotel and type areas. I think there's, like, a catacomb. I don't know if the catacombs, well, I mean, catacombs underground, so I don't think you're really gonna be able to appreciate that or take that in. You see they got a lot of forest areas kind of to the right over there, which are nice. And then I think if we go a little bit more straight, we'll actually end up sort of on a full loop of where we started and showing off the entirety of the Paris area. Again, trying to the best of my ability to showcase this. So I hope you enjoyed this journey. If you did, you know, liking the video is really great so that hopefully we can do more tours. Subscribing's awesome as well. And yeah, we've got a little bit more to go on our journey as well. Kind of wanted to show off, there's a Playmobil type area, and there's also the main airport is down this way too. Maybe I'm getting a little too sidetracked. I want to show more of the middle there. But we're kind of basically looping back to where we, you know, started our tour area, which is kind of the big goal, was to do a semi-big circle of the landmass to let you see it and really take it in. See, there's the Gentilly, and there's the Eiffel Tower still there in the distance. It's so cool seeing it like this, because you get so many different areas, you know. Cities really are fascinating to take in, at least for me, just in terms of, like, you know, the shapes and the sizes and the scale of them. All unique, all really different. I think this is kind of a lovely area as well, Sioux. And I think that would be, yeah, kind of on the way towards the airport over there. There's Orly. Kind of neat, but we're just gonna fly over this spot. I think the Playmobil Fun Park should be a bit to the left at the base of this one. Very, very cool design, though. Yeah, flying over this. You even get some of the details that come alive here, too, which is nice. I feel like there's also probably a couple more little detailed things that are covered by the trees, so it's a little bit disappointing. But I think if we come a little bit this way, we should see the Playmobil Fun Park. I like to mention it because, you know, Playmobil kind of sometimes like get to cover some of the Playmobil stuff. They make some cool things. So you should be seeing that coming up right at the corner almost. I don't know how well it's going to be detailed, though, as well. Kind of a neat area. Oh, no, we passed it already, I think. So that's a major highway. Should be somewhere around here. I'm not really seeing it stand out to me, which is a bit disappointing almost. Wrong guess. But yeah, there's the big airport. Basically, we should have kind of passed it over in that area. So sorry about that. It doesn't seem like it stands out too much as it does, or should on the map, I guess. But there's the big airport in the area, Orly. Kind of a cool spot, and I guess we could just kind of finish kind of going down the middle here. Maybe go for another little quick pass of the catacombs would be kind of neat. But we literally, you know, we did start by going through here, and it's basically like a rerun of our journey mostly. But I hope this presented Paris in an interesting way for you, and gave you a good showcase of the, you know, the entirety of this region and all the different places you can go in it. There's a lot of sights to see, a lot of really gorgeous buildings. Be very cool to someday, you know, see this for myself. Would be really nice. And you know, I guess until then, we've at least got Flight Simulator to basically emulate that experience and provide it in a cool, sort of easygoing way. It's kind of exciting. I don't know. It's neat. And is that I'm trying to think of where the ring road specifically is. That's the water area that we just passed. So we can see, like, Montrouge would be up here again. Like, literally, yeah, Montrouge would be right up there again. Just like we did at the beginning of our journey. Cool.